I've been getting more and more kind of realizations about how long these gangstalkers, criminals, traffickers, whoever they are, have been on my case. And it's something I want to talk about. Also because the video that I tried to put on Rumble, I literally tried every different way to put up this video. I even divided it into 3 small sections because I thought maybe it's too long, you know. And I'd never done that before. I've never done any kind of editing, but I thought, well, maybe that's what I've got to do just to get this published, you know. And there was literally no way. And Rumble has absolutely frozen my account. The last video had 5 views. One of the videos they turned the sound off. I didn't do that. They did that. They completely removed the sound. So, and then this video that I'm telling you about, they just point blank refused to publish it. So I feel I need to talk about what was in that video, and maybe I also need to talk about what was in that other video that they turned off the sound. But anyway, so what came back to me earlier this week was that a very, very long time ago, okay, I had one of those big old computers, all right, and I don't even know how it happened, but I ended up on something called ICQ. If anyone knows what that is, I believe it's the precursor to all this social media thing that's happening now. But what I want to, that was a very long time ago, okay? If anyone can remember when that was a long time ago. And looking back now, I see that they had appointed a handler. And I remember this. It was this guy that would, he was really, I guess it was information gathering what he was trying to do. I don't know. I don't really know. But what's very, very strange is that he had certain personality traits that would come out every now and again. And this is so strange, but I have to say it because it's real. When I first crossed over to Louisiana, and I've told this story in another video, they sabotaged my vehicle again. You know, they sabotaged all my vehicles, and then they sent me this guy who just happened to be a mechanic. Okay, that guy started displaying these same characteristics like this handler all that time ago on ICQ. And the reason I'm not saying they're the same person at all, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is there's something here about mind control, okay? There's something here. I don't know, because I don't know how it works or anything. But it does seem, and I have noticed this with other gangstalkers, they seem to have like a similar persona. It's very odd, but and it's kind of like a, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's egotistical and um, and vain, really. But also there's a kind of a cruel streak. To me, they're like demons. They're like demons. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how else to describe it. But I'm wondering if it's the actual mind controller that is whoever's controlling the device is actually putting their, I don't even know how to say it, like almost using the person, the gangstalker, as a puppet, kind of. I don't know how to explain this, but it's very strange how this does keep coming up. And the other aspect is this extreme competitiveness. Okay, these are just characteristics that keep coming up, and I see it, and I feel it. Okay, what was the other one that I realized the other day? Yeah, it was extreme competitiveness and egotistical and and jealousy. There's an element of jealousy that keeps coming up. Look, I don't know. I don't know if it's what I said before, or could it be that what these mind controllers are doing is maybe activating those particular qualities is the wrong word, but aspects, let's say, of the gangstalker. So what I'm saying is they're being mind controlled just like I'm being mind controlled. Well, not just like, but they are also being mind controlled is what I'm saying. Anyway, that has just come to me. And it's true. So I have to, it's just something I've observed. I mean, this guy, it was extraordinary because this guy in Louisiana said the same phrase like this guy that was on ICQ all those years ago. And it was about, he felt that he was saying that he's the kind of person that is, what's the word? Like he was saying he's the kind of person that people feel comfortable with. It's extraordinary, but it was the same thing said in the same tone of voice. It was, or the same, not the same tone of voice because the other one was in writing, but it had the same feeling to it. Maybe it's because I'm an empath. You see, that I pick up these feeling tones and I don't even know what to call them. And I'm sorry, I don't have a language for this because I don't think I've really ever spoken about it before. So sorry if this sounds really confusing. But I know what I'm saying. But anyway, getting back to this. This was a long time ago, okay, the ICQ thing. And there were other people on ICQ that were very nice people, okay. There were these Native Americans that were so kind as to just let me hang out, you know. They were just kind. They were nice people. But then after a while, you see, something happened, and I don't know because I can't remember, and of course I'm under mind control. But now that I know what's been going on, I just think that somebody got to them and said, "Oh, don't talk to her, she's a criminal," or something like that. I don't know. But that seems to be what, it's a recurring theme, this thing about people gossiping. And not people, I mean gangstalkers, deliberately spreading slander, deliberately sowing seeds of doubt and sowing seeds of discord, especially in relationships and stuff like that. So that was a very long time ago. And then also a long time ago, this is what I was in that video that Rumble wouldn't put up, so I'm going to say it. So this would have been around, I'm trying to think, it could have been around 2011, maybe. Around then, I think so. And I was looking for, I was going to different countries to, because I was the flight attendant, so it said, yeah, let's start from there. I was the flight attendant and I was working part-time, so I would have a week off at the end of each month, or rather, I had a week off a month, so I worked for 3 weeks and I have 1 week off. But then what I would do is I would put the next month's week at the beginning, so that I would end up having 2 weeks off. I would work 3 weeks, have 2 weeks off, work 3 weeks, have 2 weeks off. That's how I figured, that's how I worked it out. And I knew that I didn't want to be in England. And this was before gang stalking, at least before I was aware of gang stalking. Okay. And one of the places I went was Barcelona. And I met some people there who were, I don't know what they were, maybe foreign students or something. That's what I thought. But one of them was definitely a gang stalker. And this was very significant. And I know it's very significant because it keeps coming back to me, this memory. And also because Rumble refused to put up this video. Okay. So that tells me something. Now, I don't need to talk about the other people. They were just some nice people. But the gang stalker, somehow we'd got onto the subject of depression. Now, I was always, I'm going to talk about the way I was, the way I naturally am, the way I was. I would just talk. I wouldn't think before I spoke, I very much would wear my heart on my sleeve, and I would just talk. And at that time, you see, well, for very many years, I thought I had depression. And I now know that that was mind control, but I didn't know it then. And so we were having this conversation, and I was telling him how I'd come up with my own system. And it's very interesting now to look back on that, because my system that was actually beginning to work for me, by the way, I called it my high five, and it was basically spending time outside in the sunshine. You can do exercise, that would be even better. Meditation, prayer. Yeah, I can't remember it all exactly now, but a supplement called 5-HTP, healing frequencies, and and having a good friend to talk to. And that friend could be, it doesn't have to be a human friend, okay? Dogs are really good for this kind of thing. Just somebody that you can talk to. Anyway, that was my high five. And I was even going to write a book about it. And this is what I got in. I don't know how we got into this conversation, but I know he was a gang stalker. And he said something to me that just chilled me to the bone. But I now know that he was telling me something important about the plan that these people have. And he said, how about instead of all that, I can't remember, I can't actually even remember what language we were speaking in, whether it was English or Spanish, by the way. But the gist of his idea was that instead of trying to make people feel better, why not just push them over the edge? Because once you hit rock bottom, then the only way to go is back up. That's basically it. He said it in all a different way, I'm sure, but that was the gist of it. And you see, I see this coming up more and more, this narrative, and I've spoken about it and I have posted about it. I do believe these people are trying to normalize torture and victim blaming, and this is all part of it. You know, they've got celebrities like Jim Carrey promoting this. What was it he said? I've done a post about it because it was in a video that he made. Now, hang on, what did he say? Oh, suffering leads to salvation. That was it. Suffering leads to salvation. That's part of the narrative. That's part of it, okay? It's all... And I do believe that this is something big that I haven't quite grasped, but this is... They seem to be using me to bring this about, okay? And it's very sinister. This video has gone on too long, so I'm going to stop it, but I will continue this subject because it's important.